Welcome. Smiles, everyone.
What's up, buddy?
Remember that show? Smiles, everyone. Smiles.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that from?
Oh, God. I remember it, but I'm drawing
No,
a blank.
I can't remember. I remember this scene.
It wasn't,
Remember that,
it wasn't Candid Camera or nothing like that, was it?
no. It was, remember he had the white suit and he had the
Oh,
little.
Fantasy Island?
Yeah, Fantasy Island.
There we go. Okay.
Smiles, everyone. Smiles.
The plane.
Hervé Villachez. Oh, and
Tattoo.
Ricardo Montalban.
Ricardo Montalban. Very
Yeah,
good.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're showing our age, people.
That's okay. Well, I have a little, I don't know what you want to call it, a story, an antidote, whatever you want to call it.
Well, an antidote is something you give when somebody gets poisoned, so it's not that.
Well, my story could be poisonous. You never know. Depends on how well it washes down.
Right? Here you go.
So, coming off of Sly's birthday, I just found this to be incredibly serendipitous.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure of the word. It was like, I don't know. Deja vu, vujade, one of these things. So, okay. Anyhow, the short of it is, so I'm driving to the hardware store. Okay. Jump in the car and I'm driving, and I flip on the radio, and it's Casey Kasem's Countdown from 1977.
Nice.
Right? And the number 8 song in the week of July 4th, I think it was, somewhere in that ballpark, whatever it was Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. And then, so then, I turn it up, I listen to the song, I'm sitting in the parking lot. I go into Lowe's, get what I got to get. I come back out, I jump back in the car, and, the top 40 countdown is still on. And I said, and now, number 4, remember Casey Kasem's voice.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
He was also Shaggy on Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, Shaggy on Scooby-Doo. Yep.
Number 4, dropping from number 1 from last week, is Bill Conti's
Gonna Fly Now.
Nice. I'm like, wow, this is going to be a great day.
I love when I start right there. Oh, yeah, Casey Kasem. He had that voice, Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
He's top, whatever it was, very high.
Yeah.
America's Countdown. I can't do Casey. Sorry, I know. I don't mean to let you down, but
on the general, I'm just on the radio. I hear not only Margaritaville, but I hear Gonna Fly Now.
And how funny is it when you hear a song like that, but you didn't put it on? It's like, ooh,
I know, right?
You're excited about a song you heard 6 million times.
I know.
So then I was in the grocery store the other day, and now this is a song you don't usually hear out and about. Okay, you hear Eye of the Tiger, here and there.
Yeah,
you almost never hear Gonna Fly Now anymore.
No,
out and about. But Burning Heart was on.
Oh,
Survivor Burning Heart.
Okay,
I was like, whoa, that's a first. I haven't heard that out in a store, but
I'd never realized, or I guess I maybe didn't pay attention to it. Was it Gonna Fly Now hit number 1 in 77?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if 2 and 2 didn't add or whatever the case may be. But so then I told you about this prior, but my two worlds collided yet again. Okay. With Jimmy and Rocky. And I told you the story already, but I'll share it anyway. So I'm walking in the backyard and I got my Sly Stallone slides on. And don't you know, and I've had them a couple years, they've gone in the ocean with me. They've gone everywhere with me. I pull a Jimmy.
Now, those casual fans, what do you mean by that?
I blew out my flip-flop.
You didn't step on a pop top, though. You just flew out.
I did not. I did. Thank God I was on grass.
Yeah.
But boy, I'm like, you want to talk about like lightning striking. My two worlds collided. I'm like, if I was wearing a Batman shirt, it would have been all over.
Oh my God, it's so funny. I know, right? It's like all combined, just
yeah.
too funny.
Went to that alternate universe.
But yeah, it was like you said, when you hear them out and about, or in the car radio, or in the store, I don't know. It's like it's a weird, refreshing thing that even though you've heard the song a gazillion times,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, yeah, this song's on, nice.
Well, like you,
I felt like I needed to start training when I was in the middle of Publix shopping, grocery shopping, because Burning Heart came on. I'm like,
grab a couple gallons of milk.
yeah, I'm like, I'm going up and down the aisles now, you know.
It was just, it was kind of like endearing to my heart to know that Jimmy and Gonna Fly Now, Bill Conti's, were in the top 10 in the same week.
Yep.
I'm like, well, now that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Very
for
cool.
what it's worth, folks.
Very cool.
Just humor me.
Yeah, it's the little things, everybody.
It's the little things. Absolutely.
So speaking of wanting to train,
we
decided this week we're going to talk about all the trainers in the Rocky films.
Yeah.
That have been involved in training, mostly Rocky, but others as well. So we decided to talk about them individually, starting with the very first trainer of the Rocky world, Mickey. Always yelling at somebody.
If he wasn't yelling, what the heck was he doing?
Negative.
He didn't talk much.
Negative reinforcement, right? It's like, not positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement.
Yeah.
It's like an oxymoron.
You're a bum.
You're a bum. But you know what? It's like, think about the stuff. Like, remember, obviously, the scene, I've been coming here 6 years, and 6 years you've been sticking it to me. I want to know how come. You don't want to know. I want to know how come.
Yeah.
He yells, I want to know. Mickey's like, all right. Lays it into him. You want to know? Because and think about what Mickey said to him at that stage in Rocky's life. Like he said to him, you had the talent to be a good fighter. Instead, you became a leg breaker for some second-rate loan shark.
Right.
And Rocky doesn't even reply right away.
No.
He literally takes that in and then he goes, it's a living. Mickey right back at him. It's a waste of life.
Right.
And I mean, he just turned around, left.
But with that being said, it's like he was at that point being told by somebody who he respects, you could have been somebody and you messed it up.
Yep.
You have no one to blame but yourself.
Yep, exactly.
So therefore,
the trainers, they want to get you going. They want to motivate you and, physically, of course. But as everybody knows that follows any types of sports, it's all up here.
Yeah.
90% of it. Obviously, you need the physicality of it, but it's all upstairs. And Mickey had that, let's see the snarl, Rock. Let's see the snarl. He had that way about him to get Rocky moving. And he had his techniques. He definitely had his techniques. He's trying to, remember he tied his ankles together with the string.
Yeah.
You fight like an ape. Rocky Marciano did the string. It helped him with balance. Rocky's like, I never had real good footwork. And then, of course, the world famous chicken scene.
Chicken chasing.
I feel like Kentucky Fried Idiot. Love that. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. To this day. Absolutely.
Rocky 3, where he's towing him. Can't think of the word. Towing him along there. So Mickey definitely had the inspiration to Rocky. He had some techniques physically to help Rocky, but it was more, Rocky had the heart, but he helped him with his head to see that he could do that. He could do it. And, that's why he lasted as long as he did and went as far as he went. I mean, what about the speech in the church in Rocky 2?
That was a great speech, and Rocky didn't say a word.
Not one word.
And it was all Mickey doing all the talking.
Yeah.
And if you have a favorite moment I'll put you on the spot of Mick's training, do you have a moment you can think of?
Of his training?
Mick in the movie, his training Rocky. Is there like one scene or something like that that sticks out to you more than another?
Probably two of them. The Kentucky Fried Idiot scene is just because it's funny.
Yeah,
I
do.
Just because I like it. It's comical, and I can see the old school. But the scene where the two girls come in and ask Rocky for his autograph, and Mickey goes, "Get the hell out of here! Move your little chicken asses!"
Yeah.
And Rocky's like, "What's your problem, Mick?" But then he tells him women weaken legs.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "But I really like this girl. Well, let her train you."
Yeah.
All right. No more fooling around.
Absolutely.
Women weaken legs. So that's one of the scenes that kind of, he talks to him mentally about things. He kind of tells him, make sure you're focused.
Yeah.
Don't let anything distract you. I know you like this girl, but let's focus on the prize, and kind of got him in check there. But so I think that would be. What about you? What's yours?
I was going to say the same ones. So
get out.
And I can't even expand on it any better than you did. So they're just, and I would probably add the one where Rocky and Butkus are coming up the steps to Mick's apartment. He's like, "What'd you bring here? This outer space monster."
Space monster.
I mean, the Mickeyisms are just incredible. And the way Bird just pulled it off.
Well, the scene, that's another scene too, where when he comes up there in Rocky 2, what is on your mind, kid? Think about fighting. He's like, fighting. Because you shook the hell out of the champion of the whole world. You're done. Yeah. And then Rocky's reply to that, I spent my whole life trying to get a career. I get one. Now what are you telling me? And again, Mickey's trying to get in his head, say, look, man, it's not about, he's got, like he says, he's got the heart.
You just don't have the tools.
Yeah. I mean, when he smacks him in the face, you see the humiliation in Rocky's face. Yeah. He just puts his head down. He's like, adjusts his hat. He's like, he's humiliated. Like, Mickey, he's 80 years old, just smacked me, and I didn't see it coming.
Right.
Creed would have caved in the whole side of your face. And
you would have hurt you bad.
That's a great scene. Great, fantastic scene.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so many with Burgess, and Mickey, and but those are some of the ones that stick out in my mind.
Well, I mean, first of all, he was in the 3 films, so right there alone, he had a lot of exposure to have some good scenes.
Right.
But the quintessential father-son relationship, how he believed in Rocky and later grew to love Rocky, they especially when Rocky 3 came out, he's like, well, I don't know, we'll join the circus, do something fun, and when he tells him how he thought he was fixed, all the fights were fixed, he's like, no, my job is to protect you.
What was your take? I was just thinking about this. The first time you saw it, or maybe second, third, whatever, down the road, whatever, when Mickey shows up at his apartment wanting to manage him, how did you feel about that? Do you remember?
When he went
without really knowing how it's going to shake out down the road. When I remember feeling he's just trying to get on his coattails, get some money.
When I first saw it, I was too young to really think that.
Yeah.
But later on, I thought the same thing. I'm like, Rocky gets a shot, and now all of a sudden Mickey's like, hey, let me help you.
Right. Right.
And Rocky says that in the apartment.
Right.
But now you want to help me?
Right. And I didn't know if it was just me, because I'm like, geez, I felt bad because it's Mickey, and how important he winds up to be to Rocky. But at the same time, I'm like, geez, I hope you're not a user, you're not one of those kind of people. But
I think it was a combination of, he was going to ride the tails to take one of his fighters to the top. But I also think it was the Mickey that told him you had the talent to be a good fighter.
Yeah.
I think he saw this kid's got a shot that was impossible to get. Let me help him make good with his shot.
Right.
So I think it was a combination of the coattails and also wanting to help him get there. And for Mickey too, like you said, I've had this career for 50 years, and he's gone nowhere. So
right.
But I mean, a little bit he did. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for a while it kind of sat with, now we know the story frontwards and backwards and sideways.
Yeah.
But for a while it sat with me like, dude, yeah. It's kind of a crappy thing, you know. You just told them
Yeah.
off and told them to get the hell out, and
Yeah. And now you're asking me. Now you're asking me. Well, and then Rocky runs down the street, and of course,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
because then he knows, I
you
go,
know,
I'm not going to win without
he's
his
like, I
help.
can't do this alone. No matter how
No,
much I want to be mad or I want to try, he couldn't
it's
do
just
it alone.
it's just so well written and
Oh,
thought out, and it's just every nuance is just
like we've discussed already. Like I would love to ask Sly. So what did Rocky say to Mickey when
yeah,
he ran to the end of the street and stopped him from leaving? What did he
yeah,
say? Well,
yeah,
what did you have in mind that he was going to say?
right,
Maybe he did say something. Maybe there was words, and that they just played music over it and didn't even let you hear it because
yeah,
it didn't
true.
really need to be said.
Ooh,
Did you hear that thunder?
was that thunder?
Yeah, it was.
Holy cow!
It's raining in Florida, pretty hard actually.
Oh wow!
So Mickey became the father figure in Rocky 2, of course, when they won. We talked about the church scene.
Yeah,
He's like, if you're gonna blow it, I'm gonna blow it with you. I love when he tells him you ain't ready, you're not near in shape, and you're just gonna. And then he gets a little motivation in there. Why don't you stand up and fight this guy hard like you did before?
yeah.
But then he tells him flat out, I'll sit here with you and pray. What else? You can't do anything else.
No.
And then, of course, when Adrian tells him, I want one thing I want you to do for me, win. Mickey's like, what are we waiting for? He yells. He doesn't even care about the baby. He doesn't care about nothing. He's like, let's go, Rock. Oh, man.
What do you say about the baby? Is that it?
Is that it? Kid came out with a full head of hair.
Yeah, right.
That was Sage, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sage. I'm like, yeah, and later on, he always had hair. He had a good set of
full head of hair.
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, Mickey was the first colorful character, great lines, obviously amazingly acted, and then you grew to love him. Even as grumpy and as rough as he was.
Oh yeah.
So of course, when Rocky 3 happened, and he died, and I was 16 years old, sitting in the theater by myself because I cut school so I could see the matinee because I wanted to see it before anybody else. Yeah. I didn't want anybody to tell me what happened. And I was like, tears are coming down my face. You're 16, you're too cool to cry.
Yeah.
What's going on? Oh my Lord.
Wow.
So yeah, that was rough, that scene. That was rough.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was definitely.
But then we get our next trainer comes into the picture. And did you see that coming when you saw Rocky 3 the first time?
No, I did not. I did not anticipate that by no stretch of the imagination.
I mean, it was a great scene when you heard his voice in Mick's gym.
Yeah.
When Rocky's just kind of moping around and hits the bag. That's not how you do it. That deep baritone voice.
Oh, yeah.
You knew who it was right away.
Sure.
And I was like, holy crap, it's Apollo. What's going on?
Right.
And, obviously we know what happened with that.
They knew what we were doing.
Well, and he was obviously still in great shape. I mean, so he was kind of training with Rocky, showing him how to fight different, to fight Clubber with speed, because Clubber couldn't handle the speed and he wouldn't last with that speed.
Right.
So a more Apollo type fighting technique where he's jabbing, boom, jabbing, slick and dancing on his feet.
Sure.
He got down to what, 198?
Oh my God, yeah. You look like a welterweight,
It was just. But I mean, Apollo looked good too. I mean, look here, look at his arms, look at his waist and his shoulders.
Carl Weathers was just.
He was a freak of nature. He had like well, let's put this up while we're talking about it. I mean,
just the genetics.
Body.
I mean,
look at his body. I mean, come on, man. He's got the physique people would kill for.
Yeah.
But he now, granted, the world heavyweight champion. We kind of really don't know for how long at that point when Rocky won the title.
Right.
And then obviously Apollo retired until Rocky 4. But so we're assuming, he had, I don't know, a 10-year career, a 5-year, quite a few year career.
Mm-hmm.
So who better to train you now that Mickey's gone? You got this guy who obviously is extremely intelligent in boxing.
Sure.
He has won however many fights he won. And I mean, so you got this wealth of knowledge coming to you.
And he was world champ.
And he was world champ for a long time. So now you already had Mickey's training in your head. Now you got Apollo. And of course, Duke is helping him a little bit as well.
Wealth of knowledge.
I mean, yes. I mean, well, think about it. Duke trained Apollo.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't want to say Duke made Apollo who he is, but he had, like Mickey made Rocky.
Yeah.
It was 50-50. So.
Well, it's like that old saying, I'd rather work with you than against you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
When he said. Yeah, when you're going up against somebody and they're just beating you, you're like, hey, just come over to my team.
Yeah, right. I'm done, man. It's just
I want to work with you. I'm tired of working against you.
Yeah. Yeah, they had him bouncing the ball and dancing around and swimming laps. I mean, it was all this different. Mickey didn't have me do any of this, and Apollo's like, I know, man. What else? What can I say?
Right.
And then of course the infamous "There is no tomorrow" scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
just just the training. If you just step back and you just come out of the picture for a minute, the training that Sly and Carl had to go through, just to learn those, like when he was like, in the ring and they're doing the like that, light on his feet, that dance type, stuff. Yeah, that one right there. Mm-hmm. Just to learn that choreography and I know actors do that all the time or whatever.
Yeah, of course, but it's still physical. It's the physicality of it, and you got to have the athleticism to do it. Right. So it's not a given. No. Yeah, they could teach you and train you, but it's not a given that you'll be able to do it.
No. It just just the hours of preparation for these scenes and this roles were. Sometimes it just boggles my mind. Whether it's whatever movie, you're watching whatever, and it's just seamless.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just seamless, and it's like when you can believe that person on the screen to be that person on the screen.
Yeah, they did their job.
Yeah, it blurs that line, and like I said, we'll go down to Philly in November, and we're going to see Rocky walking the streets.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
But he so in Rocky 3, it wasn't really Apollo though that got into his head to snap out of it. We know who made him snap out of it. She had a lot to say on the beach to him.
Oh yeah.
Adrian kind of told him, look, if you don't want to know more, whatever. But either do or die. Make up your mind.
Yeah. So, yeah. There's the trainers, and I guess there could be another episode of the counselor, which would be,
Oh, it was always Adrian. It was always, Well, because when they did the race and Rocky kind of stopped, and then Apollo crossed the line there, and he says it's over. It's over. He's done. He checked out.
Yeah.
And that's what Apollo yells at. What's the matter with you? And Rocky doesn't even say anything. He just puts his head down. So after the speech, I would love to see that scene. Like, was there a scene made where after Adrian lit into him, like, enough, do what you got to do? Was there a scene where Rocky went to Apollo, champ, let's go. I'm good.
Oh yeah,
I got this.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm ready now.
Okay.
Because good then point. The next you just see him. You just see them jogging together.
Right.
And you dancing around and whatnot.
Okay.
But
good point. Good point.
But who do we better get trained by than the heavyweight champ of the world?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
After that, obviously we know when Apollo decides to take on this monster Russian, that does not end well for him. But he goes and hires Duke to train him over in Russia.
Yeah.
Now again, You got Duke, who trained Apollo. Now you got Apollo, Duke, and Mickey all trained Rocky.
Yeah.
I mean, Rocky's like the super trained boxer.
Yeah.
He's got everything.
Right.
He does. I mean, he's got Apollo's knowledge. He's got Duke's knowledge, who helped Apollo become who he was. Mickey, of course, to become Rocky, who he was, and then
Right.
Rocky's own heart and fighting skills.
Sure.
But Duke, man, oof.
Yeah, it'd be like if you could take like microchips and just put them in a person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like all of a sudden this person is like becomes like a
Yeah,
superhero.
He does. He does.
Yeah.
Well, Duke will get you going. I mean, Duke starts yelling, no pain, or this is your whole life here. You got to punch and punch till you can't punch no more.
Oh,
I wanted to punch the person next to me when he was
I
saying that.
know.
I was like, dude, I'm sorry, man. He had me going. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, he's so, and he doesn't even have to yell to do it. Like when he walks up and sees him in the cabin, he's like, I know you're going to have to do everything alone, but Paul was like my son, blah, blah, blah. You know what you got to do, do it. Like, oh yeah, do it.
Yeah, I know, right?
God.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can get you going.
Just another incredible actor.
Tony Burton was awesome. He and a smaller role, so to speak. I mean, when you're looking at the bigger picture of the actors
Sure.
and the characters, but again, like we've discussed before on some of the other shows in past, it wouldn't have been the same without him. It wouldn't have been the same with somebody else that just, well, let's put it this way. Look at the corner men besides Duke. Look at the corner men that Apollo had, right? You really don't remember who they are.
No.
And same thing with Rocky. You had that, the Mike, the
yeah,
guy,
Mike.
Yeah.
And
But
then
I mean,
the doctor,
yeah,
or the cut man.
Yeah, the cut man, Al Savani. Yeah.
Al Savani, yeah.
But again, if they were kind of just in the back and whatever.
Right.
So without Duke, it would have been very different.
But he made the most of his part,
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, he brought Duke to life. Even though it might have been a smaller role, he put it on the map for sure.
No, agreed. And then after that, Rocky himself is retired now. This is after Rocky IV. And he takes Mr. Tommy Gunn under his thumb, under his wing, whatever you want to call it. And almost like an Apollo Rocky, where he's still in shape, still can do things. Excuse me. But so he's running the streets with them, he's running up the steps with them. Obviously we know how that fared.
Right.
For the ending. But Rocky was trying to teach him what he knew. Like he said it throughout the film. Mickey, he was a trainer. He said this to me, and you got to do this, and you slip the jab and all this stuff. He was trying, but he didn't know how to do it. It was messy.
Yeah.
The way he was trying to train him.
Yeah, he couldn't formulate it, I guess.
Yeah.
He couldn't put it all together, and
also look at all the other stuff that was going on in that film. He just lost all of his money, lost his mansion, lost all his belongings. He's having issues with the son. Adrian's not happy with what's going on. The family's kind of some static with the family.
Oh yeah.
And then of course he finds out Tommy's kind of screwed him over. So it was a little different in that part.
Right. Still one of my favorite scenes though in 5 is it during the fight with Tommy and shoot, I can't think. I'm drawing a blank. Anyhow,
Rocky, Union Cane.
Thank you, Union Cane, and Rocky's down in the basement with Paulie, and he's hitting that heavy bag. I love that part.
I think the whole house shook when he was hitting that
I
bag.
know. It's like you're gonna shake the foundation for crying out loud.
Everybody, like Adrian, Paulie, and Robert, we're all looking like, holy crap, what's going on?
I know, right? Kind of sounds like that thunder you just had.
Oh, jeez. Gotta stop soon.
Man, but that scene always gets me, because you can just feel the angst in him. He's like, he wants it so bad, and
Yeah.
oh man.
But also in that scene, it's heartbreaking when he says, "I gotta thank the man that got me
Oh,
here," and all that, and he doesn't even mention Rocky, and you can see Rocky's face. He's just like, looking
it killed
down.
me.
And,
Killed
oh,
me.
it did.
Yeah.
Adrian looked at him. Adrian knew. She knew. She knows. That's
Yep.
so. Then fast forward. So that was 1990. So let's see here. 16 years later, we get Duke back.
Yeah.
We get Duke back for Rocky Balboa, where, like he says in the training montage, you know everything there is to know about training. Sparring's out, hard running's out.
Hard runnings out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Calcium deposits on your joints.
He's like, Paulie's like, I had that too.
Yeah.
We're just gonna build some hurting bombs.
Oh yeah. Just love it. Just love it.
That's that training scene. Now think about it. First of all, Rocky's going back to getting trained again. Sorry if I just made a loud noise with the microphone. Rocky's getting trained again, but now Rocky's getting trained by a familiar face he's been with for a long time.
Sure.
Also, like Duke says, he knows everything there is to know about training. I mean, it's not like he's going to find something new. He knows how to fight. He knows how to hit. He knows what he needs to do. But man, that scene, he's smashing the kegs on the ground, or he's deadlifting, 315 pounds at 60 years old. I mean, running up the stairs in the snow with that ugly dog.
Yeah.
That's an ugly dog.
Yeah. It's a good dog.
I know, right? And the dog just looks at him. He's like, leave me alone.
Yeah,
the training in that was different, obviously for Duke, but it was Duke again. Duke being, passionate and inspiring and motivating to get him to do what he needs to do.
There were some deleted scenes with him, with Rocky in the ring, training, and he had some headgear on. I've seen some pictures.
Oh, you told me about this. Is it with the opera music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But you told me about that. It's like some Italian opera arias going on. It's almost slow motion or something, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, well, okay, maybe I can understand why they pulled it out, because Duke said, sparring, you can't, whatever. And
right.
So then all of a sudden he's sparring. So, I mean, so I get it, but it just popped in my head, that I saw that there was.
And that's on the Blu-ray.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
The Blu-ray for Balboa and 5 is coming out next week.
I was going to say soon.
I think it's like the 15th or something.
Yeah,
16th.
Real soon.
So I'll have to check it out when it comes.
Absolutely.
So that was 2006, and we go back another 9-10 years, and Rocky is circled back to become the trainer again.
Mm-hmm.
After Adonis kind of nagging him about becoming a trainer.
Yeah.
He did, really. I mean, he didn't want to, And you wonder why. Why didn't he want to? Did he not want to because of what happened with Tommy? Did he not want to because he didn't want to let Apollo down when he found out who the kid is?
Oh boy. I think it's a culmination of both of those things, plus maybe just the not knowing if he was able or capable of doing it,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are two very valid and real points.
Yeah.
You just said, because you get burned once that bad.
Yeah, it's hard.
And then you're worried about letting your protege or your mentor or, Apollo, his best friend, down, and it's his kid, and you don't want to see nothing happen to him. And at the same time, you're 60 years old or whatever, the age he was playing, and like, can I physically do this?
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's very good well put that you don't know. But he does get in there and try to teach him what he knew and what he was taught, and he wasn't as in shape and as muscular and whatnot as he was in Rocky 5, but he could still do what he had to do in there.
Sure.
But again,
Sure.
he had the mentality of it, that's right there's your who you're going up against and playing
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the head game with him. It's it was something that I think you're right. He didn't. It was a combination of everything. Like he wasn't sure about if he could do it. Am I old? If I am I young enough to do it, or too old to do it? However you want to
Yeah.
put it. I think Apollo had a big play in it mentally. That you know, we know that he's always felt semi-responsible for Apollo dying. Uh,
Right.
so then was he worried about that, putting the kid in the ring and something happened to him? I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. But he did
Sure.
finally succumb to it and
But
train him.
Tony, there are some great Rockyisms in that movie that, Rocky says, when Adonis shows up and he's he's loading the food down and out of the van. And he's like, here, let
Yeah.
me help you. And is there a way to get my hand speed up? And, Rocky's telling him, I want you to do 2 rounds of shadow boxing.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is this. And then he writes it down and then he hands it to him and Creed takes
He
the
takes a
picture,
picture.
and hands him back and he goes, yo, don't you want this? He's like, it's in the cloud. He's like,
He's
what
like,
cloud?
he's
Cloud?
like,
What cloud?
what are you talking about?
I laugh my ass off every
He's like,
time.
what cloud? What cloud? I mean, he
You know,
has no idea. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
it
Oh, that's
reminds
funny.
me of something like if I said that to my dad.
Yeah.
My dad.
Well,
Would
it
like,
kind of was, and that
"What
was kind of
cloud?"
the scene. I mean, he was he said it to somebody who was that much older that could have been
Yeah,
his father. I mean, Apollo was the same age or approximate same age.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean it's something that would have been a dad type of
and it shows you the difference, with that age from Donnie to Rocky, and the technology and all that.
yeah.
Every time I watch it, I laugh. And the
Yeah.
other one,
Well,
is,
again, think about it, like we said so 06 was Balboa, and he was 60,
mhm.
and then this one was 15, so he was 70, 69. Sorry. So it would have been, yeah. I mean, Donnie's 25,
Yeah,
30.
yeah.
Probably no, not 30, 27 or something, something like that. But yeah, it was
And then there was the other scene where Donnie decides he's going to move in with. There were 2 parts of it. He's going to move in with Rocky, and he's like, "You don't walk around naked." He's like, "You better not either."
well, I don't know when the alarm went off and Rocky's dancing by the doorway.
Oh my
Come
god,
on,
I
get up.
love it. I love it. And then where Bianca's up in the window and she yells down, he's like, "Oh, I'm moving in with my uncle." Your uncle? When she's like, "But he's white." And Rocky looks up. Long time.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, long time.
I love it. I mean, yeah.
Well, those things. I mean, obviously, you guys know we're always traveling the scenic route on our show.
Yeah.
That's like when he's talking about naming the baby in Creed 2.
Yeah.
He goes, "You do know she's going to be black." Rocky's like, "Oh, that's right. I forgot."
Yeah. Kate.
Kate Creed, 2 C's, easy to remember.
Yeah.
So of course, he teaches them everything he knows to fight, and it's almost like a Rocky style film.
Yes.
Because obviously Creed doesn't win the title,
Right.
but he did go the distance. He showed that he wasn't a mistake.
Right.
Tell me that didn't get you going when you heard that.
Oh.
Not a mistake. And then, I should have stopped with your father, blah, blah, blah. But Rocky gives him that speech, and then the bell hits.
I was just gonna say, then you hear the bell.
Oh, and then he gets up.
up.
Oh man. So he
Mhm.
just wanted to prove, like Rocky, I'm not another bum from the neighborhood. He wanted to prove I'm not a mistake. I belong here. Which obviously, as we know, led to Creed 2, where Rocky is feeling better and training him to take the title and win the title, which he did. And taught him how to fight another Drago monster.
Yeah.
That was another good line. You think that would work? I won, didn't I?
Yeah, I won, didn't I? I
It's like
love it.
your natural style doesn't work with him. It's like, what does that mean?
Oh,
Well,
now
I
you're
won,
going to
didn't
train me?
I?
I won, didn't I?
That's awesome.
It just, you know what? It kind of humanizes him at the same time.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. Yeah.
it just, I mean, you see him as this, Rocky is this, warrior, this fighter, blah, blah, blah. But it's those little shots
Yep.
that just humanizes him to the point, like, it just makes him that much more relatable.
Yep. No, exactly. And it's bizarre too, because I mean, he was, I'd have to look it up. I don't know exactly, but he was, I believe, almost the same age Burgess was in Rocky.
I think you're correct on that. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
So he was 69. He was the same age.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Good
obviously,
point.
obviously he looked very different than Sly does in Creed, but
Right.
And
those were some of his, I mean, all the movies we always say are excellent, but from, Balboa, Creed 2, some of his more dramatic role, just excellent dramatic acting,
who?
by Stallone.
Oh, Sly. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You could pick apart some scenes. I mean, he well earned the Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, and well earned winning the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor in Creed.
Yeah.
My opinion, the scene in the gym when he comes back from the cancer doctor, and Donnie's like takes the pamphlet out because he's on the floor or whatever, was in the jacket.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, if I could put everything I have in a bowl, mix it up, and have one more day with my wife. Oh man.
Yeah.
I was just like,
wow. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, it hits hard.
Just
like you said, he's an incredibly good actor, very underrated actor. And I know people are probably like, oh, come on, that's, you guys are huge fans, and we are, I get it. But
yeah, but you know what? For those people who are watching, you're watching probably because you're a Sly fan or a Rocky fan or whatever, but if you're not, or if you're kind of on the fence in this, we talked about it last week. I'll bring it up again. Look up YouTube, Brian Dennehy talking about Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. If you don't believe me or Tony, you will believe Brian Dennehy.
Yeah, I mean, he really just he makes you feel believing what he's feeling. He makes you feel it. He makes you think it. When he's talking about having one more day with Adrian, my God, I was getting choked up just watching the scene. Thinking I was crazy.
Sure,
but yeah, good stuff though. Good stuff. Amazing trainers, amazing scenes that the trainers did. Scenes of training itself. Obviously, we know about the world famous Rocky training montages. We did a whole show on it.
Right.
I mean, those things will get you going. I could watch those in a loop every day.
Absolutely.
Just a loop of training montages.
I'm thinking if you own a gym,
that's what you should. You're right.
Just on
you have a TV in each corner, one showing all the fights in a loop, the other one showing all the training montage in a loop.
Yep.
The others can have some other stuff on.
Yeah. Oh my God. You'd have people breaking down the walls.
Yeah. Holes in the wall.
Yeah.
It does get you moving. It does get you psyched up. It gets you mentally psyched up. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Right.
The music cues, they're yelling, whether it's Mickey yelling or Duke or, I mean, just it gets you motivated, gets you just heart pumping and blood racing, and gets you want to do it.
Right. Right.
But otherwise, that's about it for this week. It was a lot going on this week.
There was.
We might have to do I like what you said earlier. We might have to do a show on the Rocky-isms and the Mickey-isms.
Oh yeah.
All the isms and all the isms.
Oh my God, that would be an amazing. We'll be in tears. Hey,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go.
You and I had discussed something a while ago, and I just thought of it, so I was going to bring it back up. Tony and I were talking about this idea that we had, and we were kind of wondering what, maybe what you guys think about it. Remember we were talking about the collector's corner?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have this idea, and we're going to throw it at the watchers, the viewers, the fans, whatever. If you have, let's just say you outgrew a t-shirt, but it's still in good shape, or, whatever, you might have a memorabilia from Rocky or whatever. And you want to trade it with somebody, sell it, whatever you want to do. What do you guys think about have like a collector's corner where we might highlight one item a week or something like that? You can expand better too on that.
No, I mean, you did, you hit it. We're thinking about maybe doing something like Rick just said, maybe the end of each show or beginning of each show when we kind of chit chat after we talk about our topic, or if we have a guest on. And like he said, talking about, the collector's corner or the item of the week or whatever you want to call it. And it might be something like 2 or 3 people are highlighting 2 or 3 things that they might have doubles of, that they want to get rid of one, or they,
Absolutely.
Whatever it may be, for whatever reason, kind of like a Rocky swap meet.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know. I mean, tell us your thoughts, your ideas. If you think, it's not really gonna fly, but we'll see. And then if you do, you can send us pictures. We could put it on there. We could put your Instagram handle on there so they can contact you. Interested in swapping it.
We're not getting anything out of this.
Yeah, this is all between you and whoever wants it.
Yeah.
I mean, so we just kind of figured it would be a fun way to see other items that maybe we haven't seen.
Right. And it can bring Rocky collectors, Rocky fans, Sly fans, whatever, together, in ways that I'll just say, like I said, a week or two ago, I picked this up. Now, if I had 2 of them, I might throw it on the show and say, hey, this is a $5 value. I'm looking to trade for something of equal value.
Yeah. And that's all we're talking. We don't want to get into like the selling of anything.
No.
We don't want to get involved in any of that. It's basically, like he said, a Rocky swap meet. If you want to, and then you guys can exchange your information. We'll just put it on there. We'll just list it on there. This is what it is. Contact Rocco Bob 33 if you want another of this, and then see, and see what happens. We'll do it for a few episodes. If it takes traction, cool. If not, we'll move on to other things.
Yeah, it's again.
But yeah, I'm glad you brought that back up. I completely forgot.
Just trying to bring everybody together more. That's all.
Yeah, we'll all meet at Rick's house.
Yeah, we'll all meet here, and I got bourbon and cigars.
Yeah, we're all going to meet at the Rocky Run. I hope there's a lot of people going to that. I know that a handful have already contacted us on Round 14 on Instagram saying that they're going to be there.
Yeah.
And they're going to stop by. So it's going to be fun to see that. I know we talk about it a lot, guys, and it's still months away. But yeah, we're pretty pathetic. We're just very excited about it. So
that's okay.
And so what is this? July, August, September, October, November. Well, that's 4 months. Not too bad. It's still a ways away, but
it'll get here quick enough. I'm not going to rush the summer. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, right.
But
I understand that.
But it will. I do. We both look forward to it.
Yeah. And I know we mentioned this before, but we're going to change the intro and the outro to the show. But we are waiting till after the Rocky Run because we're going to have newer, better pictures to put in there, or videos.
Yes.
To put in there from when we go up again. So we're going to wait a little bit on that change. We were going to do it sooner, but we're going to wait on that and do it a little bit later. So it won't be out for 4 more months. But yeah, as always, if you guys have any ideas for shows, any ideas for topics, for something to do on the show, not even a whole topic like Rick's, Rocky swap meet there. If you have another idea, we could do something. Let us know.
We do not want to be involved any which way as far as like exchanging monies. It's going to be between you.
It's completely between them. Yeah,
between you and the other person.
We're basically we're just arranging the meet. That's all.
That's it.
That's all. So, and if it's a bad idea, if 5 or 6 people message us, no, it's not really. going to fly, then fine. You know, we just
okay.
won't figure
Just
something else out.
Throwing it out there and see what we can do.
Yep, exactly.
That's all.
All right, brother. Well, another good one. Next week is going to be a good show. Looking forward to next week. Big surprise for everybody.
Yeah.
We have a very good show coming up. Very special guest that we will be chatting with. So you'll find out next week. I might drop hints before then. We'll see. Rick and I might drop a couple of hints of who it's going to be beforehand, a few days beforehand. We won't go too crazy. But that'll be a fun one. We'll see.
Very much looking forward to this.
Yep. But until then, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you are watching for the first time, thank you for following, or would you follow? And thank you for watching, I should say. And hope you guys enjoy the show. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Take care.
Enjoy. Have a good one. Thank you.